Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Stream of Thought. This is episode number 28. And in this episode, we actually start things off by talking about something that irked me at Second City earlier today in regards to a performance and a patron. Then we change things up and we talk about our cell phones, instances that we have lost or damaged our cell phones, the degree they were damaged, and the scenarios in which we had to save them as well.
And there are some pretty incredible things about how we ended up saving them that we'll save
pretty
later.
Interesting. And then we wrap things... Yep, and gross. And then we wrap things up by a tale of myself and when I was rehearsing for a friend's wedding and how hungover I was and what I did to cover up the mess of puke.
We'll call it the tale of the traveling pants.
The tale of the traveling pants, exactly. So with that being said, episode number 28, Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've never been very good with phones, I have to say.
You know what I just thought of right now?
What?
Do you even know?
Probably.
The story.
I've told this story to
the story at Six Flags when...
Oh, at Six Flags? No, that wasn't the one I was thinking.
When your phone flew out of your pocket, and I remember the way they told it, Cooper or Danny or whoever told it, it's like it was in slow motion. Like it flew out of your pocket, and you were reaching for it, but it was out of your reach, and then you just saw it like fall, and then it just completely broke.
Well, that was back in the day of the flip phone. It was a flip phone that slipped out of my pocket, but it totally... Because I was absolutely terrified to go on the roller coaster ride. I hated the adrenaline that came from roller coasters.
I love roller coasters.
The free fall.
Yeah, I
love me to no end, dude.
I love all of it.
And so I was on this roller coaster ride that went upside down. So it was a pretty intense one. And
I feel like if you're not on a roller coaster that doesn't go upside down, it's not a true roller coaster.
But I didn't really know. It was my first time.
Did you not know it went upside down?
No, I could see the thing.
Oh, okay.
I obviously knew what I was getting in for.
Okay.
But this was, I think, one of my first times at an amusement park. I think it was my first time. And so I had stuff with me, and I didn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you gave it to somebody or if there was a box to set it in. I still don't know, to be totally honest. And so, me, being the smart person that I am, just like, oh, well, my jeans are tight enough, you know.
Those jeans?
Yeah.
It wasn't shorts, and it flew out of your jeans?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it could have been shorts. I don't really remember.
Okay.
Regardless, it was when we went upside down, I was like, this is terrible. And then I feel it slipping out of my pocket.
No way.
And almost in like slow motion, I just see it. Literally, slow motion.
Yeah.
Descending towards the ground as I'm upside down, and I'm just like, no. As I reach for it, and it totally destroyed the rest of the experience. I'm just like, yep, adrenaline gone. I'm just pissed off. I'm just pissed off right now. I just dropped my phone. I'm not a happy person.
Oh, it's so funny.
So it totally just switched off, and I'm just like, this is miserable.
Was this the first ride when you walked into the amusement park?
It was one of the first ones.
Wow, so the rest of you...
So yeah, I didn't have a phone. I mean, it wasn't a big deal because phones weren't a thing.
Yeah,
then,
it wasn't.
So
yeah.
I ended up leaving. They had to end up mailing it to me.
Oh wow!
Afterwards, because no one was able to go in there to get it. So I left without my phone, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
When I was about maybe 5 years ago, I was at the gym, and I had my the iPhone 3GS. All right, so this is 2000. Oh wow, this is like winter and fall 2012, I think, and it's in my pocket, and I'm listening to music while I'm at the gym, and I'm lying down on the bench, doing bench press with the dumbbells or something. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But my phone slips out. I feel it slip out, but I'm in the middle of doing my exercise, so I don't do anything, and I'm holding on to the dumbbells.
Yep.
And I do my last, rep, and I'm not the type that just straight up drops the dumbbells and just lets, because...
Yeah.
Like, give me a fucking break. Hold on to your dumbbells or, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I let them drop, because I don't have any energy, but I still hold onto them so they don't bounce around.
Yeah.
and it instead
moves
of
swiftly to the ground.
And right away, I hear it's like, I was like, why was it like a duh duh instead of being at the same time? And I felt a slight difference in the level of my dumbbells.
Where the weight was at. Yeah.
And my phone is flipped over so that the Apple logo is facing me and the glass is on the bottom.
Okay, so this was an iPhone.
And yeah, I hit my phone. And I kind of knew what happened, but I slowly turned my phone over anyway just to check. The back of my phone, I think, got cracked. I turn it over to the front. The entire screen is completely shattered.
That's horrible.
Completely shattered.
Yeah.
And it's like it's flickering some light, just the last moments of life that this thing has. So it's like flickering a few lights, and it's completely dead.
Yeah.
And I had to get like this ratchet ass flip phone from some place. I don't even know what the brand was of phone. It was like a $15 flip phone, and it was just terrible. It was excruciating, 5 months until I was eligible for an upgrade, and then I got another iPhone.
I will briefly go on a rant and say this is precisely why the world needs to change to Bluetooth, because once you go wireless, you never go back. I think wireless, like Bluetooth technology, the headphones that don't need any connection to your phone is getting to a point where it's going to be good. It's going to be a good, solid technology that works just as well as wired headphones. And when that happens, you won't ever have to worry about issues like that, because your phone will be in some place that you don't need to be moving it around and stuff like that.
Like you can keep it at your house or something and just voice command?
Well, maybe someday in the future, but I mean, regardless, you'd still be able to even set it down by the entrance to the gym or something like that, or have it on a wristband
locker
or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to worry about wires or fuss.
Wires do suck. I think we talked about that one time.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to get... That was just a brief tangent.
Speaking of phones, one thing I want to get to real quick is at Second City today, I go there early to run my scene with my scene partner, right? And we do it over a few times, and we really, really enjoy kind of what we've created with the scene. It's really awesome. And so she goes off to go to the bathroom, and when she came back, this woman had kind of sat down near where we were doing our thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, fine, I didn't know if we were going to get up and move to another spot, because it's totally fine to have privacy, but also people are always working their scenes when people are walking by, and it's like totally normal to be walking by and someone's doing a scene. So it's not like anything weird where like people are going to think you're super weird for doing a scene when they're walking by or whatnot.
Yeah, because everyone's
it's like
weird.
going around that. Yeah, everyone there is super weird, and everything like that is going around all the time. And so she's like, "Hey, you don't mind if we do a scene real quick while you're sitting here?" And she's like, "Oh no, go ahead." She's like, "Oh, I'll watch it." I'm like, okay, cool. So we're doing the scene, and now I understand she has no obligation to watch the scene. But at the same time, I was like, bitch, you're looking at your phone right now when you have a performance in front of you? Like, I wanted her to watch our scene, and Jess couldn't see because her back was to her. I could see the woman, and part of me was like, if you're going to be sitting here, you're going to watch the scene right now. Put down the phone and watch the scene. And a few times, she would look up, and she did that thing where, like, when we'd be doing something really funny, she would laugh, but she'd be looking at her phone. So she's only getting the dialogue. She's not getting like the physicality of the stuff that we're doing. And the whole time, I'm just like, you idiot. Just go look at your phone somewhere else. We're trying to work here, and if you can't appreciate what's going on in front of you, I need you to just get up and leave.
I have to say, I'm totally on her side in this one too. I would totally be the one on my phone while the performance is going on in front of me. If you've given me permission to sit there and it's not a big deal, I am likely going to be on my phone and simultaneously listening to the performance before me.
Now,
because that is just what we do.
Let's see what you say now. Her big priority was Pokemon Go. Lady, that was last year. No one plays that.
All right. Okay. I mean, if you want to get into her choice,
it doesn't matter what you do on the phone is
phone content.
Yeah, that phone is on the phone, but still, I thought to myself, you have a performance in front of you, and right now granted,
maybe it said something about your performance.
No, because from the get go,
I think it might.
No,
exactly.
No.
You turned her off right away and weren't able to recapture her interest. if you guys were truly the aces that
It was great.
am assuming you are. It wasn't. Well, if it was great,
you know
she would have put you on her phone.
You know what?
And
it was great, and she just doesn't
of
appreciate art. Okay,
Oh.
she doesn't appreciate art.
Really?
Yeah.
So whenever you get booed on stage, it's the audience's fault for not appreciating your art.
Yeah, all the time.
I understand.
It's everyone's fault,
It's everyone's.
but mine.
It is. Needless to say, my defense goes to her, and you're wrong.
All right. Well, I'm gonna disagree. We can continue this, but it's gonna go nowhere. So agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Though I am right and you are wrong. Agree to disagree. Okay, moving on.
Yes, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What?
we have. I was just going to mention, since we're on this phone abuse scandal right now. This thing. Take a look at this thing.
This is the iPhone 4S.
That's the one that fell in the porta potty and got crap all over it.
You say this after you give it to me and it's in my hands.
Yeah, dude, totally. You're welcome.
Did it really fall in the porta potty?
Yeah. So there's a fun story behind this.
Please tell me.
So back when I was a minister, I was invited to be one of the preachers at a Boy Scout type event. It was a Christian Boy Scout organization that my uncle was a part of, and he invited me for this national event where all these elementary and junior high kids came together to build boats and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm there doing my thing. I'm not really an outdoorsy kind of person, so I'm not exactly in my element. And we're sleeping outside in a tent and all that. And obviously, porta potties. It's the manly man thing to do.
No, the manly man thing to do is to dig a hole, take a shit, bury it, and then plant a stick right there so that people know not to dig it up to take a shit.
Blame it on my suburban upbringing, but I do not care for the naturey way of living. I very much appreciate the amenities of life.
I did that when I was in Colorado. We had to do that stuff.
Dig holes for
Dude, I straight
bathroom?
up. Yep. If you take a dump and you're out backpacking, you dig a hole. You have a little shovel. I can't remember what it's called.
Would you be fine living like that? It's fine as an excursion.
Living like that?
I'm saying
No, hell no. I don't. Are you kidding me? It's me. No.
I don't mind the simple things of life.
Yeah.
But regardless, porta potties are gross, and I don't really enjoy them. Regardless.
Okay,
I'd rather dig a hole than.
I'll say this:
porta
potties are. I think there's a misconception with porta potties. What? Listen, if porta potties are maintained, they're perfectly normal. Outhouses are nasty because you're literally 2 feet above a pile of shit without. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Porta potties at least have like that chemical liquid. Now, let me say this: when the store was when they knocked out the bathrooms for like 3 months, we had porta potties. They cleaned them out every 2 days. Mm-hmm. So many times I would go in there early in the morning when I'd be throwing the load, and I'd walk in like, oh wow, I see the date and the initials. That's today. I'm the first person to use this today. And what's crazy too is that when my bicycle would be locked around a tree that was right next to the porta potties, and I'd bend down and I'd undo the lock, and I smell like candy. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, wait, no, that is not candy. That is the smell of the porta potty liquid that's in there. So my point is, yes, porta potties can be gross, but if they're maintained like they should be, they're really not, and they're much more luxurious than a latrine. And also, I will say this: when I was in Colorado, there was a guy who had one of the stations that was like a station to go throw axes and do archery. The guy out there had his own porta potty, so he was the only person using it. And it was really neat because I used it one time because I went out there because we were taking stuff down for the end of the summer. And I sat down and I thought to myself, wow, I have nature right in front of me. So I held open the door as I'm sitting there to look at the mountains and the grass and the sky. There's nobody around. I held the door open while I'm sitting there just kind of enjoying myself. It was a nice moment. But continue. Porta potties are nasty.
I'm laughing because you just painted the most incredible portrait of what a porta potty scene could possibly look like. I feel like that's everyone's dream to have a porta potty experience like that.
When I walked into the porta potty that was at Aldi, because I saw them they were super early, like 5:30 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
and they take out all the shit and all that, and you know what I'm saying? They replace the paper. And the other thing they do is they hose it down with, I imagine, either water or bleach or some type of clean solution. Because when you walk in, when they just finish, it's wet everywhere. But they just hose everything down with like a high pressure water thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm one of the rare people that
aficionados.
that have experienced
the portable toilet.
what the porta potty should be, as opposed to the common general experience of the masses. Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen it all.
That truly was almost poetic, I have to say. So let me paint you my picture.
Perfect.
This is after I do my little preachy thing at night. It's pitch black out. I make my way to the restroom area. And so here it is, a row of stinking plastic stalls, probably about 24 of them lined up. None of them had been cleaned out, so you have about 2 days to this point of teenage boy excrement that you can smell it.
Oh, hell
like
yeah.
10 feet away.
Yeah.
And so end up this story is almost too disgusting to tell.
You've already started, you need to finish it.
I am so resistant to it's really gross.
Okay.
I end up walking into a porta potty. I'm just get off the phone as I'm walking into the porta potty, and I go to put it in my pants.
Oh shit, the phone that I was touching 5 minutes ago. I forgot why we started talking about this. Yeah.
Ended up slipping out as I was trying to get in, and I can't see anything. And all I hear is a
kerplunk or something.
And then boom.
Sorry,
and it wasn't even a splash, it was just a boom.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well shit. Like, what do I do? And against my better judgment, I had no judgment in that moment.
No fucking way.
I had no judgment in that moment. I reached down.
No, you did not.
And I take it out.
No.
Of the toilet.
This is not a true story.
It's not too bad. I mean, it hasn't settled in or anything. So I believe it's it landed in screen first. And so it's messy. And so in the instant, I'm just like, my mind is just panic. I'm like, I gotta save my phone. Yeah. And so I rush out. There is no running water anywhere. All they have are just containers of water. Yeah. Like brought in for themselves. So I'm just like, yeah. And I run as fast as I can to the camp area where my uncle has his troop set up. I'm just like, I need some Lysol. And so I spend the next half an hour literally just Lysoling the crap out of the phone, getting everything off of it. Dude. Using a toothpick to like fish everything out of the holes.
That's so disgusting. In a situation like that,
fucking gross.
You need to like soak that in some bleach and then gasoline and then light it on fire for a few seconds, and then douse it with more maybe bleach mixed with water.
So anyway,
and then throw it in the freezer. I can't believe that is real. Is that a real story?
It's absolutely real.
Is that
story.
a real fucking story?
It's a real story.
Wow.
It's probably one of my most embarrassing moments.
I'll share one with you though. Here, I'll come back at it and share with you.
Seriously, that is probably one of the most embarrassing stories about me.
One time, well, the thing is, it's funny though because when I would go in the porta potties at Aldi at night, I had to take my phone out, use a flashlight. And so many times I thought, like, man, I better be really careful. What if it falls in there? And I tell myself, what would you do if it falls in? I'd leave it, bro. I would leave it.
Everyone says that they would leave it. I've never met somebody, when I told that story to them, I've never met somebody who has said that they would take it out. No one has ever said that they would fish it out. If I was asked before this event, I probably said I would not have fished it out. For whatever reason, my initial instinct, like on the roller coaster, maybe it was the trauma from the roller coaster, it's like, dude, grab it.
I don't share this story with anybody, but I'll share it with you because you went out on a limb.
Thank you.
A couple of years ago, on my birthday, I'm downtown, and I had my phone out, and I'm actually at Billy's place, and I'm taking a piss in his toilet, and I'm taking a piss, and I take my phone out, and I dropped it, and it fell in the toilet. Now, This is so gross too. Now I kind of know exactly how you feel. I only took a piss. That was it. I only took a piss. It fell in the toilet. Dude, without fucking even hesitating, I just, boom, reach in there and grab it. And before I even know it, I'm done. Like, the act is done. I got my phone in my hand, throw it, like, run it under the water. And I can't remember what I did to sanitize it, but without even thinking, because it was just, like, the toilet.
Like, literally that split second.
Boom! And then when it was all done, I thought to myself, I can't believe that actually happened, and I can't believe I actually still have my phone right now. No one must know about this. And then I collected myself, and I walked out the bathroom like nothing happened. Like nothing ever happened. It was this phone right here.
Yeah, I deserve that. All right.
And I think it was so fast that I didn't have to put it in rice or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it gets wet and stuff.
That is actually really impressive. I have to say that you were able to get it out fast enough before any of the water got into the circuitry. I mean, and that's kind of how my response was. And there is like, and then after the act is done, the act is done. I couldn't think about it anymore. I made a stupid decision. In reality, I wasn't thinking anything. It was instinctual. It was animalistic. Right. I was just like, just do it, and it was done, and then I dealt with the situation, and guess what? I got a better iPhone than this one. I got the, what was it? The 6S. I got the 6S. That thing went to crap in like a matter of...
You dropped it? Or just...
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Well, the problem was, and I have an issue with cases, because whatever case I end up seeming to get, it never fits with the charger, a replacement charger. There's always issues with the charging. Because if you get a non-Apple charger, it doesn't fit with any of the protective modules. Yeah. So you have to take it out. And so basically, more or less, like if I'm charging my phone on my portable charger, it's going to be out of the case. That tends to be how the damage occurs. So it's not like I prefer to keep it out of cases. It's a pain in the ass because I don't buy Apple chargers and I tend to have to go caseless.
I didn't have a case on my iPhone for a long time, and actually I don't want to say that, maybe just a few months. But then I got a case for it because I didn't have one for my 3GS. Mm-hmm. I got the 5 right now, which I've had for like 4 years, more than that, 5 years I think. And I have this case because I'm very particular. Like, I'm not going to buy some cheap plastic crap from Walmart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I need something that will protect it. This thing right here.
That's not waterproof though.
No, but I wanted something that was slim too. This was $30, yeah. But so many times I've dropped my phone and it drops like this. Mm-hmm. You know, one time I dropped in a parking lot and it rolled like that a few times. Yeah. But yeah, you're out of luck if the face hits a rock or something. Yes. I don't know.
And that's what happened to the 6S, is that the face ended up just hitting the ground like that and then shattering it from the center.
What's really awesome is I got my iPhone 5 for my birthday when I turned 25, I think, so 2013. No. Yeah, 2013, after I had my shitty flip phone. And I was going to this event, like this beer making event, like how to brew your own beer. And I had a few beers before going over, and then part of me was like, I think I'll smoke some weed too. But then my conscience was like, don't do it, Victor. Don't do it. And I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. So I had a few beers, and then I smoked some weed. And I'm in the Uber with my buddy Tommy. Yeah. And what happens? I left my iPhone in the Uber. Oh. Right? I realized it like 10 seconds after I got out the Uber, and I used my friend's phone to call my phone. My phone was perfectly charged. The motherfucker took my phone. Because it was, like I said, got out of the car. About 10, 15 seconds later, I was like, I left my phone in there. I called him. I could see the Uber driver still. Yep. Called. Nothing at all. Yeah. Nothing. And I was like, shit. So I lost my phone. And what happens? I don't know how my dad did it, but my dad goes to the Apple store or AT&T store, and they're like, yo, you'd have to buy a new phone. Like, this is work because you'd have to have insurance on it. There's no insurance, so you can't just buy the phone for $200 or whatever, however much it costs after the upgrade. Mm-hmm. Somehow finagled to get another phone for the same amount that they paid after the upgrade, because back before you had to buy the models, you know what I'm saying, outright, you can upgrade, quote unquote, and buy it for like half of what it normally was or something like that. and then he also got insurance on it. So he somehow in the computer, the guy worked with him because the guy recognized his logo of the high school that he used to work at. I'm drawing a blank. But he's like, oh, I went to school there. And so pretty much what he did was, it's like, okay, I'll hook you up. So we're going to get insurance on this phone, and I'll let you buy a brand new phone for the same price as if it was an upgrade. So you're all taken care of. Then what happens is, a year later, I go to Brazil. I come back, my phone's not charging for some weird reason. So I have a phone, a brand new phone. My third iPhone 5, for the record.
Goodness.
No, my second iPhone 5 that I have, it's not working properly. It's only a year old. And then I go, and the guy's like, oh, there was just some dust inside the lint inside the charger. It's like, oh, crap. He's like, well, we're still going to run a diagnostics on it. And he comes back, because I explained to him how it would be charging sometimes and not all the time, whatnot. Anyway, he's like, okay, good news and bad news. Good news, we found the problem with your phone. Bad news is you need to have it replaced, and your insurance doesn't cover it. I was like, what? Some weird thing. But the good news is I happen to know someone, that person that was helping me, I personally knew, and they straight up just gave me a new phone. Just straight up out of this box. Wow. It wasn't like the retail box. It was like some plain Jane white box, and they took out a brand new phone and just straight up traded it out and gave it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's the one I have here.
I don't know. Victor from Minnesota somehow is able to always get the newest iPhone for free, like just by upgrading the current phone that he has. I don't know
really
what that deal is. And he's like, why don't you do it? And I'm like, you can do that?
I think it's like you renew your contract or something weird. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
I have no idea how any of it works, but this is what he tells me. So, but yeah, dude, this phone has been just through so much abuse. So much abuse. I've dropped this thing so many times, and it's only broken once. This happened one time. This was from one drop. That was unfortunate. But all the other times I've dropped it on the ground, it is managed. That's the 4S, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it serves my purposes.
What's the battery life like on that one?
It's good. It's good. I mean, I can be active on it for 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I got this 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It still works.
The other day I was coming back from
Speaking of dropping phones.
Yeah, speaking of dropping phones, I'm at the Oak Park train station the other day, and Oak Park is interesting because it's a super affluent, nice suburb right next to Chicago. So you got like everything there is super nice, but you still get a bunch of like crazy people that are there. So the other day, I'm at the train station, and I see this guy standing there in the corner, yelling at the corner, like standing in the corner, yelling at the corner, saying something like, "I'm gonna beat your ass," like "I'm a real gangster," this or that. And the dude, I don't know if he's, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I just thought it was so weird that I'm in this super nice town, and then I'm at the train station, and I feel like I'm in the city at the train station. It was like a weird experience for me.
It's almost like there's weird people anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah, there are
so
weird people
crazy?
everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that other guy, Nate, who took my beer from me at the Glen Ellen train station. That was the, remember when I told you the story?
And then the guys talking on the train?
Yeah.
Talking to themselves?
There are a bunch of weirdos everywhere I go.
I don't know, man. Maybe you just notice them.
One time, I was walking downtown Chicago on the way to work, and I'm walking, and through my peripheral vision, I see this object come past me, and then I see it hit the ground. And it was a McDonald's cup with like Coke and ice, and it hits the ground, and it just goes everywhere. And I turn around, and it's this homeless guy yelling at me, giving me the finger with both of his hands. I didn't do anything to him. I don't know why he did that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
It's like, what the hell?
I have to say...
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't think I've ever been followed by a crazy person before.
I wasn't I don't know.
Or interacting with a weird, seemingly out of the blue, surreal experience.
It happens more than you think. I guess if you spend a lot of time downtown.
Yeah.
Then
No, I lived in New York City, though. I mean...
That's right.
There are more weirdos in New York City than there are in Chicago.
And you've never had an interaction where it's like a crazy person or it's some weird guy?
Not one that I wasn't able to disengage with immediately. I mean, there have been weird encounters for sure, but nothing that was like they followed me or anything like that, or throwing something at me. That would be out of the norm.
I was downtown, and this woman comes up to me, and she said, like, do you have $1 or something like that? I said, no. And then she said to me, no. And then she said to me, I'll suck your dick for $1. I'm like, bitch, hell no. Get away from me.
What, you're not enticed by that offer?
Like, this woman was maybe, like, in her 60s. This old, frail woman looking for money or drugs or alcohol.
She sounds like your type.
And, yeah, really. And I've never had someone proposition me for sex in exchange for drugs or money.
That is awesome.
I was caught off guard because I was on... I think I was standing at... I don't know. I was somewhere in Lincoln Park. I don't know what I was doing. But I wasn't... I don't know. It was weird. I was standing in like the middle of this crowded corner. It wasn't like I was in an alley or something weird like that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm trying to think.
It was the middle of the afternoon, too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like at night or anything.
I was in the OV train station once by the food stands, and they have all the tables set up, right, that are cemented to the ground. And I was sitting there waiting for a train, and I had my feet up on the seat next to me, like that, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And some bitch walks by, and she's like, you don't put your feet up on your furniture at home, do you? And I'm like, excuse me? And she's like, you don't do that at home, in your own home. Put your, be disrespectful of furniture in your own home. And I'm just like, I forget exactly how I responded, but it was, I mean, it's one of those moments where I just responded by like, something like, you're like, can I help you or something like something
neutral.
Something neutral. And it's one of those moments where it's just like
opposite of how I would have responded.
Would have wanted to respond if I had to do it again. It was one of those moments of I've had a couple of those experiences where somebody will just say something out of the blue. It's just like, who the fuck are you to say something like that? But I'm not a confrontational person.
Yeah,
so
I'm super confrontational.
My tendency doesn't trend towards that type of language.
That's pretty funny. She just came, and then she just walked away, or what?
Yeah, then she just walked away. It was very weird. I'm wondering if she had some sort of mental disability or something like that. It's entirely possible. There are crazy people all over the place.
Yeah.
Obviously. But that was at Ogilvy. I don't think I ever experienced anything like that in New York City. I mean...
That is weird.
Well... I don't know, because everyone sort of interacts with each other in New York City. It doesn't matter how weird you are. It's sort of everyone has some sort of casual interaction with each other. So, but it's not aggressive in a way that like makes you feel threatened. It's just like everyone, if you see the naked cowboy on the street, you may say hi to him. He may say hi to you.
The who?
The naked cowboy at Times Square.
Oh, he's naked? I thought he had underwear on.
I think he has a thong or something, but he's called the naked cowboy.
Yeah, I know who that is. I know who you're talking about.
See, even you know.
Yeah.
But
dude, I miss New York. I want to go back. We should go plan a trip there sometime.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that was such a great time each time I saw you. That was so much fun.
It was an experience, yeah. But yeah, anything else?
None. I don't think so. I was like gonna tell a story that had to do with something that.
Oh yeah, tags. You wanted me to remind you of tags.
Oh,
there was something about tags.
So I pick up Rix today, and he's got the tags on his shorts, he's taking him out for a test drive, and maybe he'll return him if he doesn't like him or something weird like that. They're still hanging on to his shorts. So he takes them off, left them in my car, and didn't bother to throw them out.
You're welcome.
And so I had a story where I was going to Jeff's rehearsal dinner, and we were at the church first, and I'm super hungover. The night before, I stayed up I was drinking till 6 in the morning. I go home, I sleep. The rehearsal is at 5 o'clock. So I get to the church. I'm just in shambles, trying to keep it together. Nobody has any idea how hungover I am, because I'm on the outside, I'm pretty composed. On the inside, I'm just in hell. And a couple times I had to leave where the pew was to go to the bathroom, and just in case I had to throw up. So anyway, I start feeling better. We get in the car. I'm driving by myself because we go to a restaurant off Butterfield somewhere. And so I'm driving, and all of a sudden I start to feel really sick again. And I'm like, shit. Luckily, I'm at a stoplight. I open up my car. I lean out and I throw up. Close the car door. Light changes green. So I start driving again. And then I'm like, man, I feel so much better.
Uh-huh.
I start feeling sick again shortly thereafter. And I can't just... I'm driving, so I can't just open my door and throw up, And maybe I could have. I don't know. But... I can't, and I throw up all over myself while I'm driving the car, right? I throw up on myself a little bit while I'm driving the car.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I get puke on my pants. I think my shirt was okay. I think somehow miraculously my shirt was okay. I just got it on my pants.
Holy
so
cow.
I'm like, fuck.
So literally just...
Yep. Yeah, I just throw up on myself. And in that moment, I think to myself, how am I going to explain this? And then I'm driving. And what do I see to my left?
A beautiful woman.
No. I see J.C. Penney, right?
Okay.
The mall.
Even better than
Yorktown
a
Mall.
Yeah.
So I turn into the mall,
Uh-huh.
right? I grab a pair of pants, okay? And I try them on in the fitting room. I leave them on. I go up to pay for them. I said, I'm wearing the pants that I tried on, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay. Or I think maybe I bought them and then I switched them out or something, because the tags are still on these pants, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the dinner, and I'm the last person there. I'm not late. I'm just the last person there. And we're talking and hanging out, and I feel way better. I'm feeling so cool. I was like, man, I can't believe I just got away with this. My puke pants are in the car. I'm wearing some fresh J.C. Penney's, right?
Yeah.
And then I start feeling sick again. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
And it was so weird the way that it was set up, because we were in a private room, but there were so many people. The way that it was set up was, imagine a square almost. It was almost like the Uber logo, all right? So, for example, you have a few imagine a square with a break at the top, so that people could go inwards. So people are on outside and the inside of the square. You know what I'm saying? So you can maximize the amount of space within tables that you need for people.
Yeah.
So there's a square with a break in it, and people are sitting on the outside and the inside of this square.
Yeah,
I'm on the inside. So if I have to go to the bathroom, I have to walk up and around type of bullshit. So the first time I get up and I go to the bathroom, right? And I'm rushing to the bathroom. And there's only 2 stalls. I get into the bathroom. Wow, miraculously, there's a stall that's open, first thing. As I push the door open, I'm throwing up.
Oh, no.
As I'm pushing the door open.
No.
So I get some puke on the door, and then it splashes on the floor. And then I continue to throw up in the toilet. Take a breath. Man, I feel so much better. And I think there was a guy in the stall next to me or something weird like that. And I go back. I tell a woman, hey, listen, I'm really sorry. I just threw up all over your bathroom. Someone might need to go clean it up. I'm telling you this. I'm super embarrassed, but I'm telling you so it can be fixed. And she said, okay, thank you. Not a problem. She thought it was kind of funny. Go back inside. 30, 40 minutes later, I feel shitty again. I'm like, fuck me right now.
Yeah.
Okay? Same thing happened.
song
I get
that
up,
never
I run to
ends.
the bathroom, and I think I ran through an area. It's like there's like the kitchen and then like the window for the kitchen, and then there's like a side here where like employees are. So I like ran through an area that I'm uncertain if you can we're allowed to walk through there or not as a patient, but I did it anyway. And run into the bathroom, right? Someone's in the stall that I was originally puked in. I see the puke has not been cleaned up, right?
Yeah.
And without hesitation, I'm thinking this as I'm running in. Go to the next stall over. There's only 2 stalls. Push the door open, right? Same thing. I throw up as I'm pushing the door open. I get puke all over a new door, all over this other door.
Seriously.
And I start throwing up in the toilet. So now the 2 stalls that are in the men's room have puke over both doors, right?
Victor, man.
I go back. I don't throw up again. I feel great. I feel awesome.
Did you tell the second time too?
No, they didn't even bother to clean up the first time. Why did I tell them the second time?
So you're just you're marking your territory.
Yeah. So I go back, sit down. The dinner's over.
Oh, Victor was here.
I drive home,
Yes.
and the next day, I return the pants that I had bought.
Oh my God, you're such a
Yeah.
You're such a naughty boy.
Dude, that was. Oh man, that's such a great story.
I can't believe you, dude.
Yeah, I returned the
Literally
pants that I
just-
brought from JCPenney.
Marking your territory everywhere you go. Yeah, you are so disgusting.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's fair though, because I get motion sickness in the morning.
Oh really?
So there has been more than one instance where I've just lost it in a car, and it's been so disgusting.
Wow.
Early in the morning, yeah. It's not. It's super embarrassing, and there's not really any fun stories about it, just because it's literally just like
Every morning you
just
get
like-
motion sickness?
No, not every morning, but there are mornings where I just can't do cars. It doesn't happen very often, but there are some mornings where it just literally
Wow.
within a couple minutes it'll be like
Yeah.
and there's no stopping it. You got about 5 seconds.
I
And it's just like
Yeah.
where's the bag? Where's the bag?
yeah.
Too late.
Or like right
And,
before that happens, your saliva gets really thin,
Yeah.
and so you're like, "Oh shit, it's about to happen! Oh shit, it's happened! Okay, I'm done." That was embarrassing.
Oh yeah.
But when
it's so embarrassing.
when the saliva gets thin, I'll start spitting. I'm like, okay, you start doing the
Yeah,
breathing, the breathing
like the
techniques. Like,
hyperventilating.
okay, you can keep it down. You can
Exactly.
do this, Victor. You can do
Yes.
this. Okay, it's passed. Okay, good. You got it. You're
That's
good for
what-
at least 20 minutes until the next heave comes where you may or may not throw
And
up.
then there will be those times where it's like, just kidding, and
Yeah.
it like pops his head out, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, man.
surprise.
Yeah.
And then
Gosh.
there is no delaying that. It'll do it.
No, you just need to speak louder. That's all you need to do is speak louder.
All
Speak
right.
like
Speak
let
with
the
energy.
audience let,
Yes,
let the
I got it.
when people
Okay.
listen they should think that you're having fun. So with that being said, episode number 28, Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy. I thought that was really shitty. We should redo it.
I mean, it is what it is.
No, let's just redo it.
Okay.
I think we should keep it shorter instead of, and
All
I
right,
think we should do
fine,
I think we
fine,
should not
fine,
do a
fine,
warning.
Fine.
Not do a warning about the
Okay.
because it's
All
really
right.
not
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to
Okay.
scare people. It's just shit and vomit, whatever. Get over it.
All right. Fine. Then make sure that you say we talk about.
No, we're not gonna say what we talk about. We're just gonna say
We're not gonna say
No,
what we
we're
talk
just gonna
about.
say-
Hey,
we're
listen
just-
to the surprise episode.
No.
Open it up and find out. What
we'll just say like and we saved our phones through some
Miraculous
through some
means.
unorthodox methods.
Since when have we ever been so PC in our description?
I just want to hit them real hard when it happens. I don't want to
Fine.
forewarn them.
Fine. All right. You want to start over?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Stream of Thought. This is episode number 28. And Rix, what do we start off on this episode?
We start out talking about fun with phones and a little bit about both the highs and lows of having cellular devices.
Smartphones. in particular?
Well,
just because they're more fragile.
Yes, they're more fragile, but phones are phones, and they end up getting. We got to restart this.
Why?
We're starting to talk.
Okay.
We shouldn't be. Having a conversation about this.
Okay.
Okay. So wait, what about phones? Do we talk about specifically?
Let's just start it off. How about this? Let's just start it off. Let me do the whole thing.
Okay.
And then you just say.
I will interject if there's a moment to interject.
Okay. All right.
And I will interject.
So. All right. But you remember what you said before? How you were like, yeah, I've noticed about myself. I just talk and I talk and I talk and I talk.
Yes,
so just,
I know.
When you interject and then stop.
Don't give me pointers on interjecting. I'm
okay.
very concise and witty when I interject.
Okay.
Pay attention.
All right, I got it.